You've probably been asked what's your sign a million times, right? But what if the answer wasn't Leo or Gemini? What if it was pig or dragon? Well, today we're going to dive into the absolutely fascinating story behind the Chinese zodiac. So most of us are familiar with the Western zodiac, the one where your sign is tied to the month you were born. But there's this whole other incredible system, the Chinese zodiac, or Shengxiao, that looks at things in a totally different way. And here's the big difference, the fundamental switch. Western astrology is all about your birth months, but the Chinese zodiac, it's all about your birth year. Each year in a 12-year cycle gets its own animal, its own shuxiang. So that, of course, begs the question, why these 12 animals? And how in the world did they end up in this exact order? Well, like all great things, it starts with an epic story. Okay, so legend has it that the Jade Emperor, basically the king of all gods, wanted a way to measure time. What does he do? He organizes a massive contest, a great race across a giant, fast-flowing river. The first 12 animals to make it to the other side would get a spot in the zodiac forever. As soon as the race started, the rat, who was super clever but not a great swimmer, knew it had a problem. So it spotted the kind, powerful ox and asked for a lift. The ox, being a good guy, said, "Sure." But get this, right as they were about to cross the finish line, the rat jumps off the ox's head and scurries into first place. The poor ox had to settle for second. Not far behind them was the mighty tiger. It was so strong, it just powered its way through the currents to take third. Then came the rabbit. It couldn't swim against the strong water, so it did some quick thinking and hopped across a chain of stepping stones and a floating log, landing neatly in fourth place. Now, you'd think the dragon would have won this thing. Easy. I mean, it can fly. But it actually came in fifth. And why? Well, on its way, it saw a village of people suffering from a drought, so it stopped to make it rain for them. A true hero. The horse was coming in hot, galloping toward the bank, looking like a sure bet for sixth place. But then, out of nowhere, the snake slithered out from its hiding spot right at the horse's feet. The horse got so startled it reared back, giving the snake just enough time to slide past and nab the sixth spot. So sneaky. Meanwhile, something really cool was happening out on the river. The sheep, the monkey, and the rooster all realized they couldn't make it alone, so they found a log, worked together to paddle it across, and when they got to the shore, they all decided that the gentle and harmonious sheep should take eighth place, a great moment for teamwork. And finally, the last few animals started to trickle in. The dog, who's actually a great swimmer, got totally distracted playing in the river and only managed to come in 11th. And last but certainly not least was the pig, who took 12th place because, well, he got hungry, stopped for a big meal, and then took a nap. Honestly, can you even blame him? And so the great race finished and the order of the 12 animals was set for all time. Rat, ox, tiger, rabbit, dragon, snake, horse, sheep, monkey, rooster, dog, and pig. But believe it or not, this epic story is just the beginning. The system itself is way deeper. Right, because the zodiac is so much more than just a fun origin story. It's actually the key to a really sophisticated and ancient system for keeping track of time, and it goes way beyond a simple 12-year loop. And this brings up a really important question. I mean, if there are 12 animals, you'd think the whole cycle would just reset every 12 years, right? So where does this 60-year cycle that people talk about come from? Well, the secret is that there aren't one, but two cycles happening at the same time. You've got the 12 animals, which are called the earthly branches, and then you have another cycle called the heavenly stems. This one is based on the 5 classical elements, metal, wood, water, fire, and earth, and each of those is split into a yin or yang version, making a 10-year cycle. Now, when you lay these two cycles over each other, the 12 animals and the 10 elemental stems, you get 60 totally unique combinations before the whole pattern starts over. Think of it like 2 gears turning together, a bigger one with 12 teeth and a smaller one with 10. They only line up back at the start every 60 turns, and that is the 60-year Ganji cycle. So, to put it into practice, if you were born in 1980, you aren't just a monkey. You're a young metal monkey. Or someone born in 2007 isn't just a pig, they're a yin fire pig. Each one of those 60 combinations has its own unique flavor and personality traits. So as you can see, we're talking about so much more than just your birth year. It's this beautiful, layered system of meaning. And what's really amazing is how it's also been able to adapt and evolve as it's spread throughout Asia. And if you thought that was complex, get this. Your yearly animal is just one piece of the puzzle. You also have an inner animal based on your birth month, a true animal for your birth date, and even a secret animal based on the hour you were born. It's an incredibly personalized system. What's also so cool is seeing how different cultures have made the zodiac their own. For example, in Vietnam, the fourth animal isn't a rabbit, it's a cat. And in Thailand, you won't find the Chinese dragon. Instead, the fifth spot is held by the Naga, a mythical serpent from their own folklore. So, when we step back and look at all this, what does it all really tell us? Well, the zodiac isn't just a calendar or a fortune-telling tool. It's really a mirror. It reflects the values, the myths, and the collective soul of a culture. And that's really the big takeaway. It doesn't matter if you believe what the zodiac says about you personally. The amazing thing about it is what it reveals about the culture that gave it to us. It's this rich, beautiful mix of mythology, math, and identity that tells a story not just about us, but about where we come from.